Hi everyone. So today I would like to introduce about multiple intelligences and language learning by Mary and Christison. So let's get started. Okay, an introduction to multiple intelligences theory. Views on intelligence. How intelligence is defined within any society has a profound effect on the individuals in that society. It affects social status, educational opportunities, and career choices. Even though great importance is attached to the concept of intelligence, most people are unable to define exactly what intelligence is. There is no objective agreed upon relevant either among the general public or contemporary psychologists. Okay, first we talk about the traditional view. The view of intelligence is known as the traditional psychometric view of intelligence, and intelligence is defined operationally. In other words, intelligence is equal to the ability to answer certain tasks with items correctly. The traditional psychometric view of intelligence is supported by statistical technique that compare the responses of different subjects who are of different ages on these intelligence tests. And then developmental and information processing views. Within modern psychology, the term intelligence is often defined in two additional ways. The first way is to use intelligence to refer to intelligent acts, such as writing a poem or designing a new computer program. This is the developmental view of intelligence. The second way is to use intelligence to refer to mental process that give rise to intelligence acts, such as the mental abilities that underlie these acts, like analyzing and synthesizing information. And then a personal perspective. Gardner, 1993, states that it is of the utmost importance that we recognize and nurture all of the varied human intelligences and all of combination of intelligences. We are also different largely because we all have different combinations of intelligences. If we recognize this, I think we will have at least a better chance of dealing appropriately with the many problems we face in the world. And then the theory of multiple intelligences, the eight theoretical bases. The first is brain damage studies. When people suffer brain damage as a result of injury, one intelligence is often damaged. For example, if a person has damage to Broca's area, that is the left frontal lobe, linguistic intelligence might be impaired. And then we have exceptional individuals. In some people, we can see intelligences operating the high levels. Some individuals can calculate multi-digit numbers in their heads or can play a musical composition after hearing it only once. And then evolutionary history. Each intelligence has roots in the evolutionary history of human beings. For example, archaeological evidence supports the presence of early musical instruments. And then the psychometric findings. We can look at many existing standardized tests for support of the theory of multiple intelligences. The West-Clark Intelligence Scale for children include subtests that focus on several of the different intelligences. And then psychological task. We can look at psychological students and witness intelligences working separately. For example, subjects may master specific skills such as an arithmetic problem but may still not be able to read well. And then core operation. Each intelligence has a set of core operations. For example, with musical intelligences, a person needs to be able to discriminate between rhythmic structures and be sensitive to pitch. And then the last is symbol system. Intelligences assess tuple to be encoded. For example, there are spoken and written language, graphic language, a computer, musical notation system, ideographic languages, and tense notation system. And then we moved into the eight intelligences. Having sketched out the criteria for an intelligence, Gardner identified seven original intelligences and has since added an eighth. There are linguistic intelligence, the ability to use words effectively both orally and writing. This intelligence includes such skills as the ability to remember information, to convince others to help you, and to talk about language itself. And the logical or mathematical intelligence, the ability to use numbers effectively and reason well. It includes such skills as understanding the basic properties of numbers, developing the ability to analyze data, understanding the principle of cause and effect, and being able to use simple machines. And then visual or spatial intelligence, the ability to have sensitivity to form, space, color, light, and shape. It includes the ability to graphically represent visual or spatial ideas. And then bodily or kinesthetic intelligences, the ability to use the body to express ideas and feelings and to solve problems. This includes such physical skills as coordination, flexibility, speed, and balance. And then we have interpersonal intelligence, the ability to understand another person's moods, feelings, motivation, and intentions. This includes such skills as responding effectively to other people in some pragmatic way, such as getting students or colleagues to participate in a project. And then we have interpersonal intelligence. This is the ability to understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, moods, desires, and intentions. This includes such skills as understanding how you are similar to or different from others. And then musical intelligence. This is the ability to have sensitivity to rhythm and pitch. Musical intelligence includes such skills as the ability to recognize simple sounds and the ability to vary speed, tempo, and rhythm in simple melodies. And then we have naturalist intelligence. This is the ability to find patterns and recognize and classify plants, minerals, and animals, including rocks and all varieties of flora and fauna. And then we moved into the implications of multiple intelligences theory for second language education. The theory of multiple intelligences seems to harbor a number of educational implications that are worthy of considerations. Armstrong, 1994, has synthesized these ideas into four key points that educators find attractive about the theory. First, each person possesses all eight uh, intelligences. In each person, the eight intelligences function together in unique ways. Some people have high levels of functioning in all of most of the intelligences. A few people lack most of uh, the rudimentary aspects of intelligence. Most people are somewhere in the middle with a few intelligences high developed, modestly developed, and one of one on the one or two undeveloped. And then second, we have intelligences can be developed. In the traditional view, intelligence is defined as an attribute that doesn't change with age, training, or experience. Traditional views of intelligence support the notion that we are born with a certain amount of intelligence and that intelligence will not change as a result of life experiences. Multiple intelligence theory, on the other hand, suggests that humans have the capacity to develop all eight intelligences to a reasonably high level of performance with appropriate encouragement, enrichment, and instruction. And then we have intelligences work together in computer ways. No intelligence really exists by itself. Intelligences are always interacting with each other. For example, in order to cook a meal, one must read a recipe. This is in linguistic, perhaps double it, logical or mathematical, and prepare a menu that satisfy others you may cook for. This is interpersonal, and yourself, intrapersonal. And then the last is uh, there are many different ways to be intelligent. There is no set standards of attributes that one must have in order to be considered intelligent. I remember uh, the writer remembers a friend in high school who has completely awkward in dance class and yet a manual in building constructions. But activities required bodily or kinesthetic intelligence. And then applying multiple intelligence theory in the second language classroom. Second language educators, we want information and resources about theory. We want to know how to apply the theory in the classroom. Multiple intelligences theory offers second language teachers a way to examine their best teaching techniques and strategies in light of human differences. There are several important steps to follow in applying the theory in your own classrooms. Okay, first introduce yourself to the basic. If you are reading this introduction now, you are taking this step in applying multiple intelligences theory to the classroom. If you are working alone, you might use the questions to check your understanding. If you are able to work with other teachers, discuss the questions with them. If you're a teacher educator, you might use the questions in a mix and mingle activities with your students. If you're a second language teacher educator, hoping to make multiple intelligences theory part of your teacher education curriculum, you have a challenge. Second language teacher educators are responsible for creating curricula for programs that provide prospective second language teachers with a foundation for what they should know as a professional language teachers. And then take an multiple intelligence inventory. The next step is applying MI theory to the classroom is for teachers to determine their only multiple intelligences profile. Inventories can also be used with L2 students. There are inventories for language students in the appendixes. Choose the MI inventory that is the most appropriate for your students. The choices you make as a teacher for your teacher for class for as a teacher for a classroom can affect the MI profiles of the students in your class. And then the same rule of thumb applies to teacher educators. You will choose classroom activities that complement your own MI profile. And then learn to categorize familiar language activities. In order to begin lesson planning, it is important for you to be able to identify the activities you normally use in your lesson as they relate to the different intelligences. This is another step in making informed choices. There are a number of ways in which you might identify activities. Campbell 1997 suggests creating menus linguistic menus, logical or mathematical menus, musical menus, and many more. And then conduct a personal audit of your own teaching. The activity is reflective in nature and requires that teachers look at the activities that they include in their lessons over a given period of time, say 1 week. And then have developed assessment techniques that addresses address the eight intelligences. Another important component of applying MI theory in the second language classroom is assessment. Not only should you be concerned with integrating MI into your lesson plans, you also be concerned with the assessment techniques you employ. The two paradigms, teaching and assessment, must evolve if you want to make any significant changes in your curriculum and in the ways in which your students learn and respond to your classes. As a conclusion, there is no correct answer or road to follow. What is important? Okay, that's all about the applying MI theory in the second language classroom. Okay, next we are into the uh, conclusion. As a conclusion, there is no correct answer or road to follow. What is important is to understand how MI theory informs your own teaching. Once you understand this concept, you can consciously apply the theory to your lesson planning and curriculum development. There are no hard and fast rules. You certainly do not need to have every intelligence in every lesson. Okay, so that's all about the introduction about the multiple intelligences. Thank you for your attention and see you.